All right, everyone. So a couple days ago, I was able to watch the new film called Werewolves, and today I wanted to give you my full review of that film. And before I dive into that, first of all, I am so grateful for everyone who's checked out this page so far. Be sure to keep it up, and be sure to leave feedback on any of my videos on things that I can improve on, or even movies that I could watch and give my honest review on. And the next thing is, if you enjoy this content, if you want to see more, especially if you want bigger videos or anything else, be sure to leave a like and also comment down below on what things you would like to see moving forward. Also, if you're able to watch the hit film Werewolves, well, I wouldn't say it's quite a hit, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Just if you enjoyed the film Werewolves, or if you didn't, be sure to let me know in the comments below. We'd love to talk about it. So, here is my honest review on the movie Werewolves. So, Werewolves is directed by Stephen C. Miller and stars Frank Grillo. And the story is about a group of people who have to survive a night where a supernatural moon causes people to transform into werewolves. So this is a film that I wasn't really looking forward to until a couple of days ago when people recommended it to me. And I'm actually a really big fan of practical effects, and this film was definitely trying to push that into more movies. And so as a way to support practical effects in the filmmaking industry, I thought it would be honorable to go and check it out and to see what they could still accomplish with it. And, I'm going to talk about that a little bit and what really worked for me. And so to start off, I'm going to talk about what I liked, and then I'm going to talk about what I didn't like, and then I'm going to give a quick rundown of everything I just talked about. And then I'm going to give some closing remarks. So, just stick around, and I hope that you enjoy this video. So the things that worked for me, the first thing that comes to mind is, I think the thing that I was advocating for, like the practical effects, I think it was its biggest strength. This is a film that's definitely lower budget, so CGI would have been a terrible move to go for a movie like this. And I think by using practical effects, they were able to enhance the overall objective of this movie, which is to see werewolves literally go and kill people, and to also see how people react to that. There's a couple of different elements that this film utilizes that's different from a lot of other films. Most other films usually contain like one person transforming and then going out and killing people. This is different because it's multiple people. Basically, nobody is safe from turning into a werewolf, and so everyone's got to figure out how the heck to deal with that situation. And the werewolves themselves are actually really cool. I really loved the transformation sequences, and then when the werewolves are actually on screen, I really like these big guys just having fun with these werewolves costumes and basically doing whatever they want. And whoever did the costume design, huge shout out to them, because not only did they make these werewolf costumes really effective, they also made them unique for each character. So you can basically tell, like, if a character has turned into a werewolf, what would they look like in werewolf form based on what they were wearing. There's one character in particular, I'm not going to talk about who it is, but he's got a really distinct costume, and he keeps most of it when he turns into a werewolf. And I think for that, it was really cool to see him turn into a werewolf. It was actually kind of ironic. You'll see when you watch the movie. But there's plenty of werewolf carnage. There's a couple sequences that may be a little bit silly for a couple people, but for at least me, I think knowing what the film was going for, these sequences work super well. There's one sequence where I think it best utilizes the werewolves, where you have these characters that are underground, and they're about to do something, and suddenly this werewolf just pops up. But it's not like they just suddenly drop. It's like a slow like really tense building moment where people are like, oh shoot, there's a werewolf coming. Like, that's what this movie does so well. It's like when people see werewolves, they're terrified. And when people are basically at the point of being attacked by a werewolf, they're like, oh crap, like I'm screwed. And I think that not only that, but the characters and also the individual locations really help this film just utilize that suspense to engage me. And so for that, I was actually really having a good time, not only seeing werewolves get beat, people get attacked by werewolves, but just being able to see the suspense in each sequence being played out. Another strength this movie has is, quite frankly, its characters. Like, they're not the deepest characters. Like, they're not like people that are going to change your life. But these are characters that, for what the movie was going for, add enough to make this film fun, and also with a center of heart to it. There's a family in particular, like this is the center family. Basically, you're kind of seeing a little bit of their reaction to the events that happened before the film took place. And you're seeing these characters want to shape up to something else. You're wanting to see them recover from past trauma, but you're also seeing them grow as human beings. And I think for that, at least for me, even if it didn't like break any boundaries, I think it just gave it enough heart to make me care for these characters in each sequence. So not only were they suspenseful, but they're like, anytime a character is about to get attacked or is about to die, like you can kind of feel that. And I think this movie really used that pretty well. Not everyone's going to agree with me on that. Just at least for me, for what the film was going for, it worked. One final thing that I think really elevated this film, it took me a while to get used to it, but the score. I really liked the techno slash, not like erotic, but like you can definitely tell it's a mix of like something from the 70s or 80s with horror. And I think it worked super well for just giving it a distinct background noise to help elevate these sequences. And you know, like you don't really hear a lot of retro horror scores these days, but it just really worked. Like it took a lot of time, but I think the score actually stuck with me. And hopefully I'll be able to find it on like Spotify or something, because I really want to re-listen to it. So yeah, that's what I liked about this movie. Again, it's really solid entertainment if you know what you're getting into. And at least me knowing what I was going to receive from the filmmakers, I got it, and it worked. The things that didn't quite work for me is, and pretty much everyone will agree with this, is for the concept, there's definitely not enough money for the budget to sustain it. Because there's so much that you could do with a concept like this. The filmmakers definitely did what they could, but they weren't able to exceed that. Like there's times where there's times where definitely the werewolves could do more, or could be shown better, or there could be more of them. But you just can't do that because they don't have enough money to be able to sustain stuff like that. And so it definitely hurt the film's ability to stretch beyond what they're trying to do. And because of that, you can definitely tell that they're trying to do some filmmaking techniques to like cover the low budget. So there's like moments where the werewolves are attacking people. They can't show the whole thing because they can't really utilize that, again, because of budget restraints. So there's like some choppy editing. There's some really quick shaky cam moments. And someone like me is not a fan at all of shaky cam. And so when that happened, it did take me out. Like, I just couldn't focus on what was happening and appreciate these practical werewolf costumes because you couldn't see it very well. Another thing that it's not like a super huge nitpick, but there are a lot of moments where things just happen and you want to feel for it, but you can't really because you can tell that it's rushed a little bit. Like there's moments with characters where like they're definitely trying to have an emotional beat, and for the most part it worked for me. But there's other moments where you can definitely tell they're trying to go for that big heart to heart, but they can't because it's either not fully developed or it just happens and then there's not really enough payoff or like time to slow down to be able to do that. And so at least for me, like I definitely feel that if they were to make more movies in this franchise, they could definitely use a bigger budget. I hope a studio sees what they were going for, and gives them a bigger budget so they can do like, say like a prequel film. This is one of the few movies that I've seen that I can definitely think of a concept for a prequel. It basically set up the prequel by the synopsis itself. And so I really hope they are able to make another movie in this franchise, because I would really hope to see more practical werewolves, more carnage, and also some more heart. Again, like the heart to this could be something that's really utilized in the prequel, where people are basically reacting to the same scenario but in a different context. And so yeah, like I think overall this movie was pretty solid. I really enjoyed it for what it was, and I think this is a film that more people should go at least check it out. I don't think it's gonna win everyone over. If you don't like this from my recommendation, I'm sorry. Kind of. I'm sorry that you didn't like it, but I'm not sorry that I recommended it to you, because this movie is at least worth checking out to support practical effects and to support these small budget filmmakers, to give them an opportunity to do something bigger. Like Werewolves, overall, I give it a thumbs up. And so if you like this video, again, leave a like and give a comment down below. If you've seen this film, what did you think about it? And if you have any other recommendations for me to watch moving forward, please leave that as well. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoy your day, and see ya next time.